Welcome back to the morning line. Time for the Davo Directive. Brad Davidson's done the form for tomorrow's races. Of course, a big Group 1 day coming up from Queensland, and he's going to find us the winner of a few of the features. Davo, morning to you, mate. How have you found the form whilst doing it over the last few days for Saturday?
Yeah, morning, Lewis. Morning, everyone. Yeah, it's a really good meeting up there at Doomben. Randwick looks to be good, and obviously that track on the improve, which is terrific as well. And really looking forward to Sandown racing in Melbourne as well. So plenty to get our teeth stuck into, and hopefully we can find a few for the punters.
Certainly so, mate. Let's jump into it, starting with the big feature, the Group 1 Doomben Cup for $1 million coming up tomorrow. And here is the fixed odds market again, and it's Kovalika who is the $3.50 favourite over Detonator Jack Whittle. He's looking for another Doomben Cup victory, and Numerian at $9 with Vow and Declare starting them double figures. Here's the replay of the Hollandale Davo, which as we know is a historic lead-in to this Doomben Cup. Which way are you leaning this year?
Yeah, well, there he is down the outside, the winner in the yellow cap, Numerian, and the blue cap behind him there in the white silks. That's Kovalika. So, look, Numerian, SP $31 this day, so it was a shock winner. But, seeing is believing at the same time. Can he reproduce? Sometimes these horses can do this fresh and not reproduce. But, look, I love that last little bit from Kovalika. He was definitely warming up towards the end. It was the best last 200 performance of the day when you adjust for the different distances on the day. So I thought he was terrific. I've been a bit of a knock of him for a long time. I think at times I've called him the most overrated horse in Australia. But saying that, I think he's now 2,000 metres off that run. He's going to platform beautifully into this, and I think he is the one to beat in this year's Doomben Cup. I think if you're looking for one at odds, I think it's Vow and Declare. He brings that different form. It's terrific in an Australian Cup. Beat Mr. Brightside there, and just think kept fresh for this. He loves 2,000 metres, and I think he's the one at $11 that probably represents a bit of value in the race. But Kovalika, for me, on top of Vow and Declare, I thought they were the way to play the Doomben Cup this year.
It's a good point you make, just quickly, mate, that, as punters, we often can have love-hate relationships with some horses, and that clouds our judgment when doing form. But you've got to take each race on its merits, and there's a lot of people out there, I'm sure, that are getting sick of Kovalika, but you do each race on its merits, and perhaps tomorrow's the day for it.
And it's a great lesson for anyone out there, Lewis. And to be honest, it's probably one of my things that, I do a lot of things wrong, but one of the things I'm able to look at a blank canvas with every race, and, I'm not one that really says he's not one of mine, or the horse is, he's cost me in the past, so I'm not going to be with him. It's just a blank canvas for every race, and that's what you need to do. You need to look at it that way. And like I said, I've openly said I think this horse is extremely overrated the last year, but now I think he presents in a race where it sets up beautifully for him off that encouraging run last time. So, yep, it's always about looking at every race and just starting afresh, and no matter what your thoughts are on any horse, and not being sort of put off by the history as well. If you've had a bad run with that horse, or conversely, if you've backed a horse and, every time you backed him, he's won, you think, oh, he's one of mine, he owes me nothing. Well, that's great and all, but doesn't mean you need to back him next time if he's badly suited just because you've won on him in the past. So, the horses don't know they owe you something or not. And, just always start afresh.
Yeah, spot on, mate. It's a good lesson for those out there doing the form. Let's take a look at the Group 2, the Roses. Here's the fixed odds market for it. Scarlet Oak and Molly Bloom. So the Kiwis dominate $3.20 and $4.20. Amazonian Lass at $9.50 is going to be our replay horse, winning the listed bracelet at the Sunshine Coast in the yellow Go Bloodstock colours. Do you think it could turn over those at the top of the market?
Look, she's got to be a chance, doesn't she? She was terrific this day in the bracelet, in the yellow silks out wide. Just a horse that's tough as nails, really, typical of the stable. Of course, she beat Zardozi back last preparation and then able to get the job done here. So, look, a race, Molly Bloom there running on strongly in the placings. Just got held up at a crucial stage at the straight earlier on and just lost a bit of momentum, but I loved her late work as well. Look, I think she's very good here. I probably landed on Scarlet Oak, though, in this race. I just think she might be the one going, just with that upside still. I think a lot of these are pretty well exposed, where she's coming off that effortless win in New South Wales last time out. And the way the stable talk about her, I just get the feeling she might be the one really on the up here. So look, I think it's an open race, but I thought Scarlet Oak. Interested to see what she can do from an Oaks perspective there in the Roses tomorrow.
Let's take a look at the Group 3 BRC Sprint, which, as we know, Davo, can be a classic Stradbroke lead-in. Perhaps the Stratty winner comes from this field. We'll wait and see. Valana is the $4.80 favourite of them. A few of them at $5 and $6. Straight Acer is a $9 chance. Yellow Brick, the one to take a look at, was first up from about 28 weeks off the scene on this heavy 10 in the listed ATC Cup and ran really well. What have you made of the BRC Sprint?
Yeah, I think it's a good race, and I think the bookies have got it pretty well spot on with their market. I thought he was terrific this day. Yellow Brick sitting wide, first up, heavy 10. He just kept coming really at the line, and I thought he was an outstanding return. Now gets that extra trip and can only bounce off this. He's got a little bit of an awkward draw and he's going to need the right run at the right time, but look, I think he's the horse to beat. I think Valana was terrific against the bias first up and can only bounce off that as well. And then you got a horse like Freedom Rally, who was the real eye catcher there the other day. Fresh gets the extra trip now and maps well. So look, I think they're the three and all got legitimate chances. But just want to be with Yellow Brick, who I've always had a bit of time for, and I think he's come back well off that really good run. Fresh.
Okay, so Yellow Brick for you, Davo, in the BRC Sprint. That to look at a few of the features set there from Queensland. You've got an early play for us at Randwick tomorrow. Comes up in race 7. Here's the fixed odds market with the tab. And the Black Cloud is the $3.70 favourite over Passagiata at Mogo Magic. Wild Botanica, the first emergency, gains a start. $6 chance. It's the one you're keen to be with, Davo. Here's the last start win at Warwick Farm. This was back on the 6th of March, so has had a little freshen since then. What do you like about it tomorrow?
Yeah, I just love the little freshen. I love her 1,000-metre form. She put them away easily this day. And you go back to her first up run last preparation. She sat wide, no cover at Warwick Farm, 1,000 metres, ran second behind She's an A-lister and subsequent Saturday City winner. And I thought her run was terrific there. And I think the key tomorrow is it looks a race with 7 leaders and she can just park off them, sit sort of, 1-1, 2-1 back and just present at the right time and use that turn of foot we know she has. I think it's a race where the market's a bit wrong early. I think the Black Cloud deserves to be right up there, but I can't get anywhere near Passagiata, not in a race with 8 leaders. And, I know she's probably going to go hard there tomorrow, but I think she's pretty well exposed now and not for me. And I thought the others in the market, they've just got a lot of weight here. And, I thought that Joe Pride held the aces up the sleeve here, the Black Cloud and Wild Botanica, but Wild Botanica the one for me. I know she's been, 14s into $6, but I still think the $6 is okay. And I've marked a sort of equal favourite there in that race tomorrow and keen to take on the likes of Passagiata, who I think are far too short in the market.
Beauty, a good play there. $6 Wild Botanica, the early mail for Randwick tomorrow. Davo, we'll catch you live here, Sky One, of course, throughout the afternoon. The Winter Carnival rolling on. It's going to be a great day's viewing for those tuning in to Sky One. Catch you in studio tomorrow.
Yeah, look forward to it, Lewis. And, can't wait for a big day of racing tomorrow. Be there alongside Marto and Gator, who will have a lot of humour to keep us all laughing along throughout the afternoon, I'm sure.
Yeah, for sure. Brad Davidson there with the Davo Directive for tomorrow's racing, including that Group 1 Doomben Cup. We'll take a break here on the Morning Line, some live racing other side of this.